YouTubers, Pastor Bob NCC. Hey, I want to talk to you for just a minute about the Lord's return. You know, whenever 2 or 3 Christians get together, that's always a subject that comes up. I know that's the way it is with me and my friends. So listen, in 2 Peter 3:10, this is what it says. But the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. You know, when does a thief come? You don't know. You can't calculate it. It's a surprise. It always is. There's no way of knowing. When you read the writings of the apostles, they all thought that the Lord's return was imminent. When they sat out there in the book of Acts and watched him go up into the clouds, they were thinking that he'd be back in probably about 2 weeks, a month tops. I mean, they expected his return at any time. And Christians throughout the last 2,000 years have thought the exact same thing. It's the way the Bible is written. So this is what Jesus told the apostles in Matthew 24:14. And this gospel of this kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Well, you know what? Their known world was the Roman Empire, and they completely evangelized the Roman Empire during their lifetime. And right now, in the times we're living in, 2019, over 90% of the world has heard the gospel, and almost all languages has had the Bible translated into them. So that's definitely been fulfilled. So everyone in every generation has believed the Lord could return at any time. Now this is something else I want you to know. There's absolutely no sign, no marker, nothing that you can use to calculate the date of the Lord's return. None. Not the establishment of Israel as a nation, not the taking of Jerusalem, 1967. There's nothing you can use to calculate, okay, this happened then, 70 generations or 7 generations or whatever, right here, this generation, that's 70 years. Nope. There's nothing you can use to calculate the Lord's return. It's all signs. Nothing is set in stone. The Lord's return is going to be just another day. So listen, this is what it says in Matthew 24:36-39. It says, But the day of the Lord and hour knows no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as in the days of Noah were, so will the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. And they knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. The key words here are marrying and giving in marriage. People, listen. The world is not going to be in such a devastated state that people are going to cancel their wedding. No one is even going to cancel their wedding. It's going to be just another day. We could be right in the middle of the seals right now. We could be in the trumpets in the book of Revelation and not even know it. Because all these natural disasters we see all around us, everything we see, we're used to it. It's just as normal to us. It's a world we live in. So there's no sign, anything that you can use to calculate that date. Nothing will be going on that will make anyone cancel their wedding. Now listen, I honestly believe, like everyone else throughout history, that the Lord's return is imminent. I believe that it's imminent. And what I base that on is the fact that Israel became a nation in 1948. They retook the city of Jerusalem in 1967. Remember when Jesus was sitting up on the Mount of Olives? And he said, listen, Jerusalem will be surrounded by armies, and when it is, you know that its destruction is near. The Roman general Titus came down in 68 AD. In 70 AD, he destroyed Jerusalem, and he said, you Jews are going to be dispersed throughout all the world, and Jerusalem will be trodden underfoot of the Gentiles till the time of the Gentiles end. That generation will see the end of time. That is a very powerful prophecy. And in the book of Daniel, he tells Daniel, shut up the book till the end times. when knowledge and travel will be vastly increased. People, travel was exactly the same from the time of Adam right up until the early 1800s when the steam engine was invented. And then we had steam trains that propelled travel. And then in the early 1900s we had the automobile, got electricity, had the airplane. I mean, travel has exploded in knowledge right now with quantum computers. I mean, that prophecy of Daniel, that's completely fulfilled. That's what makes me believe that we are living in the end times. We have everything in place right now for the mark of the beast. No man will be able to buy or sell save you have the mark. That technology is here. I believe we're living in the end times, but then so did everybody else for the last 2,000 years. So listen, this is what I said all that to say this. This is the conclusion of the whole matter. People, I honestly believe the Lord's return is imminent. Any day. It could happen today. I honestly believe that. But I live my life like the Lord's return is imminent. But people, I'm about His business. I'm about the Lord's business, spreading the gospel as if He's not going to return during my lifetime. In other words, I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to say, well, the Lord will be here tomorrow, so I'm not going to work this afternoon. No. Live your life as if the Lord's going to return tomorrow. But work. Be about His business as if He's not going to return during your lifetime. People, listen, the Lord's return is going to be just another day. It's not going to be so devastating that you're going to go, wow, we got to cancel our wedding. It's not safe. No. People are going to be eating and drinking, giving in marriage. It's going to be just another day, just like today. Anyway, I just want to give you something to think about. People, listen, if that day comes and you're not ready, you are not going to like the world that you're plunged into. I believe that God's going to remove His church, and after that, this earth is going to be uninhabitable. The Lord said, unless He cut those hours short, no flesh would survive. You are not going to want to be here during the bowl judgments. So listen, heaven or hell, you choose. Because one thing's for sure, we do not know when the Lord's return is, but it's absolute. He will return. That is an absolute. Heaven or hell, you choose. Just remember, once you take your last breath, it's a done deal. YouTubers, Pastor Bob NCC. I want to talk to you for just a minute. Wait a minute, what am I going to talk to you about? My page is messed up. Alright, hang on. This is what it says in Matthew 24:36-39. But the day of the Lord, the hour, nor can you calculate when the Lord's return is going to be. It's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a total surprise. When you read it, well, that didn't come out too good.